Underway in the suburbs after a pregnant woman is found dead. Police saying they may know who is behind the killing.
And Mayor Brandon Johnson monitoring the tense situation in Minneapolis, what he says Chicagoans need to do if immigration enforcement surges again in the city. We'll have that story and much more ahead.
But first, on this Tuesday, we are updating some breaking news for you. A Border Patrol agent has been involved in a shooting near the Arizona and Mexico border. One person was shot and is reportedly in critical condition. The Pima County Sheriff's Department says it is working with the FBI and Border Patrol. So far, no word about what led up to the shooting.
The Border Patrol shooting in Arizona comes as Border Czar Tom Homan is taking over immigration operations in Minneapolis. And that's where agents shot and killed Veterans Affairs nurse Alex Preddy on Saturday. We're now learning 2 guns were fired during this incident. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino was overseeing operations in Minnesota at the time. He accused Preddy of wanting to massacre agents. Now Homan is taking over for Bovino. Minnesota state investigators were at the shooting scene today looking at what appeared to be bullet holes in a building near the shooting scene, and they examined a camera mounted nearby. And President Trump says he'll be watching over the investigation.
What a very honorable and honest investigation. I have to see it myself.
Homan met today with both Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey. And here in Chicago, healthcare workers gathered for a vigil in honor of Alex Preddy. The gathering was also to call out tactics that led to his death at the hands of federal agents. A second vigil is planned for tomorrow in the same location.
Today, a city council meeting in Chicago heard testimony from activists and elected officials from the Twin Cities about lessons learned on the ground there that could benefit Chicago. ABC7 political reporter Craig Wall has some of the big takeaways for local leaders and what Mayor Brandon Johnson is now proposing.
Border Patrol Commander-at-Large Gregory Bovino's days in Minneapolis are over. The news welcomed cautiously by immigrant advocates there and in Chicago.
Personally, I want to say good riddance. Second, I don't have any hopes that the Trump administration is going to send anybody that is more humane than him, because what they have shown is a complete disregard for our humanity.
The concerns about the deadly shootings of 2 people in Minneapolis this month, Renee Good and then Alex Preddy, prompting Mayor Brandon Johnson to call for new ways to respond besides simply demonstrations and protests.
We have to seriously look at how local government can ultimately not just bring charges and investigation against the federal overreach, but how we can create a process that allows for prosecution of these individuals.
Today's City Council meeting, a chance for leaders from the Twin Cities and Chicago to share valuable lessons learned about federal agents' enforcement tactics and how to adapt.
So we're seeing folks, instead of military garb, they're wearing baseball caps, beanies, sunglasses, hoodies, puffy jackets, blue jeans, but to minimize their tactical gear because they are trying to blend in.
Chicago area advocates are preparing for a possible resurgence in immigration enforcement in March, ready to adjust their response as needed.
So I think for us, it's to stay focused, keeps our eyes on the prize, which means continuing to do know your rights, continuing to educate people on what to do if they see ICE, and then also connecting people to the resources that they need once they are impacted by the raids.
Mayor Johnson says he wants to see more organized resistance.
As what we saw organized and prepared during the civil rights movement, that we cannot just simply leave it to protests that just react to the egregious and the harmful and deadly actions coming from the Trump administration.
Craig Wall, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Craig, thanks. The massive winter storm that hit much of the country has now claimed the lives of at least 35 people. More than 500,000 customers still without power, with the worst outages in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Louisiana. Schools in Nashville, Tennessee will remain closed tomorrow and Thursday. American Airlines now calling this storm the most disruptive in the airline's history. Across the country, the number of flight cancellations starting to drop. There's still more than 2,000 flights were canceled today, including more than 100 here at O'Hare.
Wow. All right. Well, back here in Chicago, as we take a live look at the city, it looks beautiful. The sun was shining today. It made everything a lot better. And then I saw that it's only 53 more days till spring.
Oh, I like that.
So we're counting down. The sun shining, 53 days more till spring. Something hopeful, right?
Yeah, that's something. I like that. We need that positive energy as we are in the depths of winter right now, Greg.
I mean,
we truly do. And it's no wonder that storm was so destructive. So there's the three major New York airports, right? You got LaGuardia, JFK, and then you've got Newark. Logan was affected in Boston, another huge hub. Yeah. Then you go down into Atlanta, Hartsfield-Jackson Airport with the ice. Like, of course all the flights were canceled. And then we had the lake effect snow in Chicago too. Now, the good news here is that we have warmed up. We are not out of the depths of winter just yet. If anything, we're kind of swimming around it at this point, just slightly better, as our wind chill values are close to zero, but not quite in most cases. I know Plainfield said 13. That's because the sensor at this moment is not recording wind, but wait a few moments and it will again. Wind chills tomorrow morning will be between about 5 and 15 degrees below zero. It's a 10-degree improvement from how we started off this week, but it's still, by any measure, even as Midwesterners, cold to start off tomorrow. We'll be around the single digits for wind chills during the afternoon hours, and as we go through the end of the week and early next week, we will start to see those temperatures get closer to freezing, although I don't think quite there. We'll see if we get back to normal. Oh yeah, and we'll track some more lake effect snow. Might be shoveling again. That's coming up.
All right, Greg, thank you. A pregnant mother is found dead inside a burning apartment building. Relatives say she was stabbed to death. Evelyn Holmes talking exclusively with the woman's husband and other relatives.
Downers Grove police have had very little to say about their ongoing investigation after a pregnant woman is found dead inside her burning apartment. Now, authorities say they do have a person of interest in custody, but no charges have been filed yet.
I'll spend the rest of my life wishing I can get every last second back with her and just continue to try to live through her for my daughter.
This afternoon, relatives are remembering Eliza Morales. They say she's the 30-year-old pregnant wife and mother who was found dead after she was discovered inside her burning Downers Grove apartment. The incident has left most in this West Suburban condo complex in shock.
It's been a lot of, uproar, and people are taken out. As you can see, inside the building, it's boarded up pretty good.
We're in shock. We can't believe that evil even exists, that type of evil exists like that.
Authorities say the gruesome discovery was made Monday night around 6 p.m. by Downers Grove firefighters as they responded to calls about a blaze in an apartment located in the 2300 block of Ogden Avenue. Officials say first responders found the woman as they doused the flames. Family members say they believe Morales was home alone and cooking dinner when her attacker knocked on the door. They say food left on the stove after the attack was what started the fire. Although detectives are waiting for an official cause of death to be determined by the DuPage County Coroner's Office, relatives say the young mother was stabbed to death.
I can't imagine what monster, the monster he had to have been and what he was thinking. She was over 5 months pregnant, and you did this to a pregnant woman.
Eliza Morales, who family members say worked in a payroll department of a children's hospital, leaves behind a husband, a 1.5-year-old daughter, and lots of loving relatives. A second person was treated and taken to an area hospital suffering from smoke inhalation. There are several people who are also displaced as a result of this fire. The investigation into the incident continues. Reporting from West Suburban Downers Grove, Evelyn Holmes, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Evelyn, thank you for the latest. An historic 100-year-old farmhouse in Crystal Lake that served as a halfway home for recovering alcoholics burned to the ground 2 years ago.
ABC7's John Garcia taking us inside the effort to rebuild and brings this important service back to life.
It's called the Last Chance House, but after fire destroyed this building, they've rebuilt and are ready for one more chance.
Board members check out the progress of construction on their new Last Chance House. The 2,300 square foot house will be a temporary home for recovering alcoholics. 10 at a time can share the 4-bedroom house while they transition back into independent living.
It's the heart and soul of the people on the board, the people who live here. the alumni who lived here and recovered here.
But the mission has been severely cut back for the last couple of years since a fire destroyed the 100-year-old farmhouse the group used. It was in March of 2024. While they've determined it was accidental, officials do not know how it started.
Within minutes, the whole thing was in blaze. So the fact that everyone got out safely was a miracle.
They immediately decided to rebuild. The old building was insured, but insurance failed to cover the entire cost, and it's been a long road to rebuilding. They finally broke ground and started construction last fall. Now they have the exterior walls up, and they can continue to work during the winter months.
We've touched the lives of literally tens of thousands of people. It's not just the residents that are here, it's their families, their friends, and everything else. So
residents typically spend 4 to 6 months living in the home while they transition to independent living. They are required to have a job and to abstain from drinking alcohol while they're here.
There's an abundance of need, and we're typically full.
As fundraising continues to try to pay for it all, they hope to have the project finished and ready to open the house by late spring. In Crystal Lake, John Garcia, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
John, thank you. End of an era at Southwest Airlines. Why it's becoming more like the other carriers.
Social media company is on trial accused of keeping children addicted to apps.
We're going to meet a local music teacher who could be honored on a national stage this Sunday. Coming up.
A major settlement ahead of a landmark social media trial. TikTok has settled today over claims its platform is designed to be addictive for younger users. Now the trial is moving forward in Los Angeles against YouTube and Meta, the parent company of Instagram. ABC's Melissa Don has the details tonight from Los Angeles.
Two of the world's biggest social media companies, Meta and YouTube, both facing trial in Los Angeles in a case that could have a major impact on the platforms. The case involves a 19-year-old plaintiff who sued the tech companies, saying getting hooked on social media while very young led her to serious depression and suicidal thoughts. She claims the tech companies borrowed techniques used by slot machines and the cigarette industry to hook users.
If this litigation goes through and it's not attacking the platform directly, but instead attacking its algorithm, it could open the floodgates and definitely change the way we view social media and how they use their algorithm.
The social media companies responding, arguing there are other factors that contribute to the mental health of young users. Meta saying, we strongly disagree with these allegations and are confident the evidence will show our longstanding commitment to supporting young people, adding it has made meaningful changes like introducing teen accounts. And Google, the parent company of YouTube, also says the lawsuit allegations aren't true, adding providing young people with a safer, healthier experience has always been core more 2-hour work. Doctors say excessive social media use, 2 or more hours a day, significantly increases risks for anxiety, depression, body image issues, and sleep disruption in children and teens.
Even the World Health Organization, a leading institution, has quoted that approximately 11% of adolescents display what they defined as troubling activity and behavior on social media.
TikTok and Snapchat were also named in the original lawsuit. Snapchat settling the case last week for an undisclosed sum. Lawyers for the plaintiffs telling ABC News TikTok also settling ahead of jury selection today. ABC News has not yet heard back from TikTok. High-profile executives, including Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, are expected to take the stand in this trial. In Los Angeles, Melissa Adon, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
UPS could cut 30,000 jobs this year, part of continuing turnaround efforts. And the company's CFO says the cuts will include buyout offers for full-time drivers. UPS also plans to close 24 buildings in the first half of 2026. The company has been cutting back as it reduces the number of Amazon packages it delivers.
Amazon says it will close all of its Amazon Fresh and Amazon Go stores, the company launching the Fresh supermarket chain during the pandemic in 2020. But years after launching the stores and buying Whole Foods, Amazon has not been able to grab a bigger share of the grocery market from rivals like Walmart. About 60 Fresh locations and 15 Amazon Go stores will shut down. Some will be converted into Whole Foods markets.
People who fly Southwest are calling it the end of an era. The airline's age-old system of choosing your own seat when you board is over. So does this also mark the end of budget airlines as we know it? Sarah Schulte takes a closer look.
For the first time in its 53-year history as an airline, Southwest customers are flying with assigned seats. Some have mixed feelings about the change that was first announced last summer.
Welcome to Southwest.
It was considered a maverick airline flying only within the state of Texas. By the late 1970s, Southwest Airlines expanded to other cities. For the next several decades, Southwest took off, turning profits by undercutting other airlines as the low-cost carrier. Fun flight attendants, free bags, and open seating set the airline apart. But today, Southwest is no longer unique.
They're a regular airline. So now I check United, I check American, I check them all, where I used to just go Southwest. So we'll see how that works out.
Open seating ends today, followed by paid bags a few months ago. Assigned seating is similar to other airlines, where seats with more legroom or closer to the front will cost extra.
Right now, it's just an uneasy feeling because this is not what I'm used to when I fly.
They've lost their uniqueness. I don't like that, but it is what it is. Got to go with the flow.
Landing at Midway from Kansas City, frequent Southwest flyer Michelle Tagg says her first assigned seat experience on the airline went well.
It did seem to go faster. Talked to the flight attendant a little bit about it. It was new, obviously new to her, and we all kind of thought that it worked out pretty well.
Besides assigned seating and paid bags, transportation experts say Southwest fares are similar to the big three airlines, United, American, and Delta. The push to change followed the end of Southwest's profitability streak in 2019.
You know, Southwest was underperforming financially. They got pressure from Wall Street, and they pivoted to become more like the other airlines.
But some things will remain the same for now, including the airline's fleet of 737s, no first or business class, and the Peanuts. Customers are counting on the airline employees to keep the mood light.
Like flight attendants are, might have jokes over their announcements or those kinds of things. I still feel like that's kind of the Southwest vibe. I don't see that going away.
We reached out to the Texas-based airline for an interview today, but the company declined, saying it was too busy dealing with the new change. At Midway, Sarah Schulte, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Sarah, thanks for taking us inside. Now, it seems like people are feeling the love for this Valentine's Day. The record amount experts are expecting people to send. I like to hear that, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Yeah.
Another bitterly cold day on the way. This is a live look at Midway. You can see some of the tails up there, right there.
There's a Southwest
Airlines, right on. They're watching the stream.
Yes, they are.
We got a chance for snow before the end of the week. Greg Dutra back with your updated AccuWeather forecast. Nice
Good job. All right, everybody, you've got like 2 weeks from this Saturday, right? Look, listen to the music. It's calming, it's loving, and it goes perfect because people are expected to spread a whole lot of love and spend a whole lot of cash for this Valentine's Day. The National Retail Federation says Americans could spend a record $29 billion on the holiday, music included, and that includes gifts for romantic partners, family members, children, classmates, and the teachers, as well as co-workers and our fur babies, our pets. Now, see, that's a really, I love that one. Candy, of course, as you can see, is the most popular. It's the most tasty. It's delicious.
So you said coworkers. Let's agree right now, all three of us.
Nothing?
Nothing.
I got you the dog book calendar.
Yes, you did yesterday. Thank you. It's up in my office. That's a lot of money.
But see, you should like send love if you feel like it. It doesn't have to be a holiday.
I do every day.
Right.
With Wendy. Yeah. And I will say with kids, though, you mentioned this, and Greg, you can relate too. I mean, my kids are adults now, but it is sweet to give them something.
Remember the cards they did for the kids in their classrooms,
in exchange of Valentine,
and for the teacher, that helped along too. You might got a better grade.
Right.
And I get, so I've got a wife and 2 girls, and I get them all a dozen roses. So I'm like
starting it. Oh, you make
$300 in.
Yeah, right. Where
before
you
I
get
blink.
those roses? Yeah. I will say this, and your son too. Your little guy.
Yeah, you got to treat him too.
I think guys like flowers. I'm one of them.
I
like flowers.
And I've said that. I send men flowers. I do.
Yeah.
I think, and it blows them away.
I love flowers, and if you think I'm weird, that's fine. I love.
No.
Right.
Yes.
Greg
Seriously.
with the cash register.
So I'll bring you a rose, Greg.
Do you have favorites that you like?
Just anything. They're bright. They're alive.
Yeah.
It's
See, and they give you life. And they smell good.
Yeah.
See, that's good to know.
I love the look of lilies. I hate the smell of lilies.
They're a little funky.
And then they will mess up your clothes if you get too close.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It'll start to.
But they look like super cool and tropical. But
tulips, roses, you can't go wrong.
See, both of your wives are listening, so don't be surprised. This weekend.
I don't think she's watching, but
my wife. We know what my wife. I was on the phone during the break.
In bath time.
My wife is doing bath time. She's dealing with a whole handful there. With Graham now standing up in the bath and chanting whatever word he learned that day. So beautiful conditions outside. If you like Arctic air, but clear skies. We had a great sunset. No joking around about that. The sun not feeling very warm on our skin this time of year. And with winds out of the north and west, we've been dealing with another day of lake effect snow showers in Michigan and lake effect cloud cover too through a good chunk of Michigan. Now for us in Chicago and northwest Indiana, the skies have cleared. And again, we had a great sunset. We are going to see sunrise tomorrow on colder temperatures. Yesterday, or I should say this morning, our temperatures were in the single digits above zero. Tomorrow, they're probably going to be at or below zero for an air temp, and then wind chills will be about 15 below. 11 clear degrees now. Yes, it is fairly warm on air temperature, but still we do have enough wind that our wind chills are sub-zero, and they'll drop to about a dozen degrees below zero for those nighttime low temperatures. That is, air temperatures will hover around about the 0 degree mark with partly cloudy skies on the way tomorrow and no improvement in the temperatures. We're staying in the basement. We're going to be in about the mid-teens to around 20 at the very warmest, and that'll be out there in LaSalle County. So keep an eye on LaSalle County's air temperature as we head through tomorrow. Everybody's wind chill is a double-digit temperature below zero, though. Again, LaSalle County down towards Livingston County. Warmest temperatures early in the morning, warmest temperatures during the day, but it's hard to say 18, 19 degrees is exactly warm. We'll be at about 15 or so degrees at the lakefront, and at the very best, a wind chill on the goose egg. We are entrenched in Arctic air. We are in the depths of winter through the rest of this week. We haven't even gotten to, false spring or whatever, that week that we get in February or March where it feels like maybe it's spring and it's not quite. We're not even there yet. We're just in winter here with our temperatures not getting above 20 degrees until we start heading into the weekend. So it will be a cold night. Handful of degrees above or below zero with partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. Tomorrow we'll make our way into the upper teens to around 20 degrees, and then we have to track lake effect snow possibilities late in the week. Now we're still a good ways out for a lake effect type event. Usually that's day before, 2 days before, where the details really come together because it's such a finicky thing. We're better part of 3, almost 4 days out on this one, but best thought so far is that we see an initial round early on Friday morning in northwest Indiana. It sprays its way into Chicago, hangs out in Chicago for Friday afternoon. Still a question mark on how many hours there before it sprays back into northwest northwest Indiana. There's some possibility here along the lakefront, northwest Indiana in particular, could see again double-digit snowfall totals. Of course, I'm standing in front of it as it goes on in or through early on our Saturday morning. So we gotta watch that. Don't be surprised if we get an AccuWeather alert day here on Friday, Saturday, back into the mid to upper 20s on Monday and Tuesday of next week. All of those temperatures still below normal. Again, depths of winter, but improvement is improvement, and I think we see that here. It'll just kind of feel like normal winter by the second week of February.
Normal winter.
Valentine's Day.
Gotta wait that long. Okay.
Yeah.
That's Kevin Schoenbach, a top 10 finalist for the Music Educator Grammy. He's getting his students warmed up for one of the most popular programs at Oswego High School. It is the second time the band and jazz director competes with teachers nationwide for this honor.
And this Grammy nominee tells our very own Jose Sanders how making music can change the lives of his students.
And no slurs.
Is teaching music different from teaching any other subject?
I think a math teacher or an English teacher, you might have them for a semester, maybe you'll have them again at some point, but we see these kids every day for 4 years. They come in as freshmen that don't know anything, and they leave as young adults, and the fact that you get to see them as they grow up along that journey, I think is pretty special.
Oh man, that's vibrato.
Yeah.
What we're trying to create is lifetime consumers of the arts. We want these students to graduate and go off into whatever fields they're doing and enjoy music on a maybe a little different way than just putting the headphones on. We want them, taking their families to the symphony. We want them, hey, there's a jazz band playing in the park. Let's go check that out. We want them having experiences that are hopefully going to carry on through the rest of their lives.
How important is music to your own family?
I've got a almost 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, and we are always singing Taylor Swift at home. They're already talking about what instruments they want to play when they get older.
Did you ever think that this would be your passion, teaching as opposed to performing?
If you were to tell 22-year-old me that this is what I would be doing and having success on, I would be nominated for a Grammy Award for education and not for playing the trombone, then I would have thought you were crazy. But here we are, and I'm loving it.
There's been many days where I've been gone through a whole day of school. It's like, I'm tired, I don't really want to be here, but because of Schoenbach, he makes it fun, he makes it so you still feel like you're having a good time. It's made me want to pursue music for the rest of my life and hopefully become an educator.
He's made coming to school better, and he's made my day a lot just by listening and helping and making jazz and classical such a nice place to be.
He introduced me to Miles Davis, and I was like, oh, okay, and then I spread out my whole discography from there into John Coltrane, J.J. Johnson, and that just elevated from there. I love this. This is what I come to school for.
Everybody had somebody that kind of lit that spark. Could be choir, band, orchestra. The fact that I could be that spark for anybody is amazing.
Again. Jose Sanders, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Wow, Schoenbach, his name's going to be listed among some of the greats, too.
Oh, he's really talented.
I mean, they are talented. I mean, really, and they love their teacher, of course. Yeah. The winner of the Music Education Award, it will be announced later on this week, so the teacher can fly all the way to Los Angeles for the Grammys on Sunday.
When Kevin gets the Grammy and brings it back to Oswego High School, we'll keep you posted. Jordan Ratloff, one of our coworkers, had him as a teacher.
Yes.
Raves about it.
Jazz band, marching band.
Raves
I mean, congratulations. He's a winner already, and those students' lives are changed forever. Yeah. Let's end our newscast with food and yummy.
Of course.
Portillo's wants you to fall in love again with their new Valentine's menu and the dipping sauces. So start of the day, loyalty members can try the comeback sauce in honor of the Bears, the hot
Jardinera. That's a hard one.
That part, and BB barbecue sauce, honey mustard, and buttermilk ranch.
Man, when you see that word in the prompter, your brain just shuts off.
Oh man,
because it's just hot and spicy. Jardinera.
What is the comeback sauce? Have you guys tried
it's a peppery. Yes, I have, because I've had all things Portillo's. I'm like the resident expert.
Jardinera sauce, that was great.
The Jardinera sauce is great. It's on the chicken sandwich. The comeback sauce is like a peppery ranch. Is the best way I can describe it.
Okay. Comeback, and why do you have to be be a loyalty member. Why can't we just roll up in there tonight after?
Why aren't we all loyalty members like I am?
I'm guessing you are. You might as well be a spokesperson.
I'm loyal
for 'em.
to jumbo beef hot dog.
Oh, man. Polish, Italian beef dipped. Let's get after
Right,
it.
chocolate cake, baby.
We'll see you at 10.